Welcome to the episode of Love and Reality Podcast. I am your host, Ricky Valero. On today's episode, we're going to be recapping episodes 5, 6, and 7 of Building the Band. If you are not watching this show, if you're not watching it, I promise you guys are truly missing out on one of the better singing competition shows we have seen in recent time. The basis of Building the Band was it brought together talented singers from truly unique competition show where building the perfect band is all about chemistry. Think The Circle. Think Love is Blind. But you have singers trying to vie for one of each other's personalities and trying to find each other's bonds in the quote unquote booths without seeing each other. All they have to do is go off of musical compatibility, connection, chemistry, and merit. We saw not one, not two, not three, but 5 bands formed last week with one big cliffhanger. Let's go ahead and talk about these bands, right? So, let's talk about these bands. Our first band that we had was Danzel, Aaliyah, and Cameron and Katie. One of my favorites, obviously. I'm just going to say it out there. One of my favorites of the first round. Then we had Landon, Malik, Shade, and Bradley. Then we had Brianna, Wenley, Nori. Then we had Mason, Connor, Zach, and Shane. And then, of course, we had Jenna, Autumn, Norella, and Erica. This all ended up with, we had, what was her name? Allison had to choose between Cece and Mandy, Haley and Elise to pick her trio. And, of course, she went with Haley and Elise, making our 6th competition together. These 3 performed together for the first time. They sung Ariana Grande's Into You. And I'll tell you what, Allison has kind of come off of this villain because even in this moment when she picks her team, she's like, I really hope they're hot. It's how she kind of comes off, but I think I love it a little bit. I just think that I love the dynamic of what she brings to the table. It's definitely interesting. To me, I feel like she gets a little bit of a bad rap, but maybe I think it's because she knows what she wants. She knows who she is. And I feel like she's confident in that. And that kind of shows she does want to establish that dominance of being the leader and stuff like that. The performance was interesting. 3 powerful voices trying to mesh together is where we're going to see moving forward. That's going to be the important step for this group and whether or not they're going to make it. Now, AJ, after all the groups moved into their condos together, we find out that they're going to perform within the next 24 hours together in front of Nicole, who's going to give them their critiques. It's going to be the first time to meet their competition as well. Nicole showed up looking fine as hell. She's ready to watch the groups perform. Connor is already smitten by Allison, which we know causes issues. Scott and Brian, they are choreographers. They dance. They've worked with Janet Jackson and several others, but their big working together is obviously Ariana Grande. One of the things I love about the show here so far is they really are showing out with the talent that they're surrounding them with in order to set them up for success, the best potential success for this show, for them, for their career and stuff like that. So our first band to perform was Jenna, Autumn, Norella, and Erica. They did Love Yourself by Justin Bieber. You can see Autumn was kind of trying to take over in the early stages, and this goes to show like how are some of these people going to blend with these more dominant personalities, and are they going to be okay with that? That's a big question mark. You know what I mean? The big question mark is going to be, are they going to be okay with somebody kind of taking over and barking orders almost? It was okay. Nicole said it was a lukewarm performance. She enjoyed it, but wants a little more pizzazz from the ladies. I mean, look at these ladies; they're beautiful. You got to go out there and you got to give a little more oomph to the performance. You're building a band, not just kind of going up there. So, and again, at the same time, though, the criticism for me was a little bit weird, just based off of like this is like a first look performance. Like this is them just going up there. It's kind of raw, maybe a little acoustic-y and stuff like that. So that to me, whereas it was kind of trying to balance the criticism of what we were going to hear from them in this moment. And this is where I thought Mason, Connor, Zach, and Shane would thrive. But they didn't rehearse a whole lot. They just had vibes. We had a flashback of that happened in the last 24 hours. They didn't practice. Their vocal coach was kind of mad. These guys say they're songwriters, not a band. Um, uh, it's crazy because there's like a lot of talent here, and I just feel like it's going to the wayside, and it's a continuing trend we'll see with this squad here. They sing Ocean Eyes by Billie Eilish. Zach's raspy voice is insane. Like for a team that didn't prepare, I thought they were really, really good. Um, Nicole wanted to see them work together more and maybe interact with the fans, obviously. But you're talking about some like acoustic guys. I don't know. These guys don't seem like they're on the right show. You know what I mean? I just feel like they don't feel like they're on the right show. Next performances was probably my favorite band after the first batch. Donzel, Aaliyah, Cameron, and Katie. Just a mixed bag of. I got the wrong band up here. Just a mixed bag of goods here, I believe. They sang "Somebody I Used to Know." They struggled during rehearsal, and the performance moving into episode 6 was better than you could have imagined it would have been. Each of their voices kind of stood out on their own. This to me was a highlight of why I felt like they were a strong team. And it's a highlight of bringing all of these powerful voices, even powerful personalities together and bringing them out and making them one. Nicole gave them a standing ovation. Brianna, Wenley, and Nori were next. Nori struggled early on with other people. She was struggling in the rehearsal, but I respect her for taking notes, learning from those mistakes, and trying to figure out and do stuff like that. They sing "Kill Bill" by SZA. I felt like they were solid. I like their chemistry together. Like their chemistry is unmatched, and I think once their vocals and once their singing kind of comes with that, they're going to go pretty far, in my opinion. Let's see here. Our next group was Malik, Shade, and Bradley and Landon. They said, "You Remind Me" by Usher. This was a band. This was a band. Period. Point blank. No questions asked. Um, like Connor was like, "Oh, and I'm not thrilled by for this performance." He threw shade. He's like, "Oh, this is something we've seen before." I think Connor's just a little bit of a hater, but Nicole loved it. The dancers loved it. These guys, these guys might be the front runner in band material. You know what I mean? Talking about building a band here. Um, Next up, we had Allison, Elise, and Haley. They're singing "I Want It That Way." Allison, Elise said she didn't want to do harmonies, and Allison kind of rolled her eyes. AJ came in, gave some advice while they're sitting in there, sits in on their performance. The trio gave a little bit of choreography with their performance. Their voices are incredible. I Allison might seem like a lot, but her voice, her confidence, she knows what she's capable of. She wants perfection, and they might have been a little bit mixed match, not exactly the most in tune together, but I really feel like if given the right option, Allison probably has a career outside of this thing. Their next step is the showcase. It will be in front of a live studio audience. And by then, they will have to come up with a band name, and the showcase will be an elimination. So we find out that all 6 of these bands are going to be performing in front of a live audience. Not only that, they're going to be performing in front of judges. And on top of that, there's going to be a band up for elimination. Of course, AJ announces 2 special judges to go alongside of Nicole, being Kelly Rowland and Liam Payne. All right, we get Connor and Allison seem to be smitten by one another. Connor says they have practiced enough, and now he wants to have himself a little bit of fun. Gets a little spicy. They close the door. Apparently, they kiss and went to bed around 5 a.m. The band tells them not to have a date or two. They just not to have a date tomorrow. They just need to rehearse. He showed up to rehearsal late. The rest of the band are not thrilled in how he's handling things. Shane confronts him, saying we should all hang out together tonight and practice in the rooms. Apparently, we find out he spent the night with Allison yet again. Now, Connor is somehow mad that they're bringing Allison into this. They ask him not to hang out with Allison anymore because she's causing drama. He said he has no regrets on how he acted. Connor said to the camera, "I don't want to win in a tense situation." Connor said, "I don't think I could continue." What? What are we talking about right now, bro? Did we come on Love is Blind or did you come on building a band? Connor really, man, I like him. He has a vibe, but if you didn't come on here to build a band, and I understand you want to have fun, you want to have fun, have your cake and eat it too type of scenario. But this one I wasn't really vibing with. We did find out that in our bands, we did have some names as they are introduced to everybody. So Brianna, Wenley, and Nori are Frequency. I kind of like it. Some of these names are definitely interesting, guys. Band number 2. Hang on, making sure I get this right for you guys. Oh, Solidified. I like that. Actually, like that one. And then, of course, my favorite band so far, band number 1, Danzel, Ellie, and Cameron and Katie are season 4. I like that. They were talking about a little season 4. I like that. All right, our boy Mason, Connor, Zach, and Shane are Midnight Till Morning. Jenna, Autumn, Norella, and Erica are Siren Society. And the ladies of Allison, Haley, and Elise are Sweet Seduction. I like it. Of course, we get a montage. Yes, that does mean Mason does, in fact, stay. We see Connor wanted to quit, but the guys tried to convince him to stay. Connor said he was more than willing to chill out. He said he shouldn't have to focus on her, and every says they love each other and sing Kumbaya. AJ lets us know after the band took the stage, 2 bands with the lowest votes will be up for elimination, with the judges deciding who's going home. Nicole Scherzinger, Liam Payne, Kelly Rowland are the judges. Man, I'll tell you what, seeing Liam in the show, just his personality, how he vibes with the guest, and it's heartwarming, but yet sad. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. It was kind of sad. That's all I really said. It's just kind of sad, Let's see here. Our first group up is Sweet Seduction, which is Allison, Haley, and Elise. They go first. I got to mix up these because now they changed them to their names instead of band, just being band 1, band 2, band 3, or whatever it was. So I got to fix that real quick on my screen so I can know who I'm chatting about with you guys. All right, but they were first. They sing Emotions by Mariah Carey, and I'll tell you what, man, this was pretty fire. Elise was hitting them high notes. Allison can freaking sing, and Haley stands out on her own as well. Obviously, the biggest critique of them is the same critique Nicole had for him. Liam, Kelly, Nicole, more connection, more connection, more connection. Kelly said it was like 3 different people performing on the stage. She wants to see more cohesiveness amongst the group. Totally agree. Our next band performing is Midnight Till Morning. They're singing Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. I like this performance, but also at the same time, it didn't feel like a band performance. I don't really know what we were watching. We got a random flip band, or somebody did like a backflip, backhand spring style thing in the middle of the performance. It was definitely interesting. Liam, Kelly, Nicole kind of all had the same thing to say. It felt misplaced. You can tell that these guys have just not gelled and aren't clicking on the same cylinders as the rest of the squads are. All right. Siren Society, our team of Jenna, Autumn, Norella, and Erica have the quote unquote kahunas to go out here and sing Don't Ya by the Pussycat Dolls. They had a little dance break mid song that was fire because it showed the choreography, it showed the band like symptoms. They showed a unison as a band. I thought this was a strong performance, a little uneven at times, a little bit more. And I think what I'm trying to remember which one of them pointed out. Nicole said she felt the nerves. Kelly said to be more in the moment. That's what it was. Kelly said be more in the moment. Be a little bit more, less worried about the cues and the 1, 2, 3s and just living in that moment, flipping the hair, performing. You know what I mean? Forget the audience is there. Remember why you're there. There was like a weird edit in what Liam said. He said they should be proud of themselves, and then he said something that was like a weird choppy here. I don't know. But I love this. I'll be honest with you guys. I really love their performance here. I think, let's see here. Yeah, this is by far, it was the easiest best performance so far. Siren Society gave my the favorite performance so far here. But then we had Sure Thing by Miguel, sung by Solidified, Landon, Malik, Shade, and Bradley. They played up the crowd beautifully. did a great job. It was a great, unique, very unique version of the song that made each one of them made it their own. Really enjoyed this performance as well. Liam said he would join the band. He said it shouldn't work, but he said they were the first band to be in their own space and feel like a band up there. Totally agree with that as well. The wild cards of this group right here. Three could see Brianna, Wenley, and Nori. I just feel like they're secret underdogs here for some reason. They're all dressed as one in silver, which I really liked. They were in sync, pun intended there. To be honest with you, made for me by Muni Long, by far the best performance we had seen so far. Like, not even close. I just, Kelly touted it, saying she wanted to really kind of get to know each and every one of them. Nicole said this is what building the band's all about. Liam had rave reviews as well as talking about their chemistry. I loved it. I loved it. Like, they are right now, to me, heading into this with 5 performances on the table so far. They were by far the best. Danzel, Aaliyah, Cameron, and Kate come out season 4. My current, my number one band in my opinion. Danzel, man, they all came out in Demon, but his voice is just electric. Like, that man can sing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was blown away by his performance. Kelly loved him, saying they were some singing fools. She said, just keep it simple sometimes. Liam said he's going to get him a denim outfit. He said they were awesome. Love the performances. If I had to rank the performances based on this alone here, I would definitely go, to me, number 1 was Frequency. Number 2 was season 4. Number 3 was definitely Siren Society. 4. Let's see, band 2, Solidify. What do they sing again? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think at 4, I'm gonna go. 4, I'm gonna go these ladies. I'm gonna go Sweet Seduction. 5, I'm gonna go with Solidified, and then 6, definitely gonna go with Midnight Till Morning. All right, so we find out that the bands that are safe are season 4. Obviously, very happy with that. Very phenomenal performance. Frequency was also saved. Very happy about that. Loved their performance. Soulfield, Solidified. I can't even speak right now. They were very good. I like them. I don't think their performance is great here, but I definitely feel like they are definitely in the running and should be here. And then Sweet Seduction were saved as well with Allison, Haley, and Elise, meaning our bottom 2 were Siren Society, which is Jenna, Autumn, band 5 here, and then of course Midnight Till Morning. So one of those 2 bands are going home. Of course, we got a cliffhanger, because why would they like us having nice things and finding out? But that being said, folks, please, if you're checking out the show, let me know who your favorite performances were in this episode. I would love to hear it. I'd love to chat with you guys about the show. There's been a lot of chatter in the comments last week. Let's bring it back again this week. Can't wait for the next batch. Can't wait to see who's eliminated. I really feel like midnight till morning or whatever going to go home. I really would like to see the ladies stay and give another good performance. Tyrant Society there. But thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Love and Reality Podcast. I will be back next week to break down more Building the